Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Makakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the occupants pushing this truth at the four corners of the earth and our truth to sincerity and in diligence. Shalom. All right, and just basically going into it, man. Spain and Portugal had blackouts today, man. Okay, which, the prophets have warned that these things are to come. The prophets have warned that these things are possibilities. This happened in Spain and Portugal, man. And these American people believe that, hey, these kind of things won't happen in America because this place supposedly is so great, which is not true. Okay. And me, I look at it as, okay, this is how this is not medical information, fair use. All right. I'm not making any money from this. When they did the whole C-19 thing, it started overseas, man. It started outside of America, man. And then what happened? It came here. So, and brothers have done, various lessons on, prepare yourself for possible blackouts, man, in a city near you, town near you, right? And I'll show you right here. I did a lesson, it's about a year ago, right? Blackout warning, okay? So they're going to do something. Something is going to happen, something. We can see it through the spirit. We can see it through the spirit. So they was basically saying you got flights delayed. You got no internet around there, traffic lights, all these things, that run off, the power grid, man, right? Went out. Think about how many people was losing their mind, man. Or people on, what you see, medical support, like life support, if you will. Think about that, man. Think about how many people was losing their mind because they don't understand what's going on. That's coming right here to America. Lord willing, it's coming right here to America to shake up you people, man. The Lord is about to do a perfect work, here in America, man, because it's time. It's time. Matter of fact, I believe that's in is Psalms 119. Psalms 119 and 128. Okay. This is Psalms 119 and 126. It is time for thee, Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. And you people have been rebellious. 2/3 of our nation is rebellious. The nigga man, the nigga woman's out of control. The Jake is out of control. You got these heathens just, acting all prideful, man. Right? It's time for the Lord, to smack the crown right off of Babylon's head, man. Right? And things like this is going to take place right here in America. You got blackouts. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. At first, how people going to take it for a joke. They're going to, blackout party, barbecue, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's just say that the power don't turn on for, 2 weeks. You know how many people going to be tripping out, man? You know how much crime is going to take place? How many, shit, the Lord going to allow these spirits, to get busy. Shit, you got a lot of stuff going on now, and the power grid is up, man. Matter of fact, let me play this clip real quick.
There's been a blackout across much of Spain, Portugal, and parts of France. So what's happened and why? Spain's Prime Minister has said there's no conclusive information.
Well, he said France too, so in France.
Information on a cause so far. A cyber attack appears to have been ruled out, whereas Portugal's grid operator blames a phenomenon called induced atmospheric vibration affecting high voltage power lines in Spain. However, there's little evidence so far of extremes in temperature, winds, or geomagnetic storms that can fry power grids. At around 12:15 Spanish time, something did go badly wrong, however. Around half the power grid on the Iberian Peninsula seems to have gone instantly offline. An outage in one or more parts of a power network causes a sudden imbalance in supply and demand. In order to protect infrastructure, either power plants shut down or customers are disconnected. If it happens faster than grid operators can rebalance the grid, outages can spread as automatic circuit breakers trip like dominoes. While grids can fail instantly, they can take far longer to switch back on. With an outage of this scale, it requires parts of the grid to be switched back on step by step, balancing supply and demand, and that process can take many hours or even days. There's been a blackout across much of...
Let's see what he says right here.
People better start paying attention and really see what's going on. You see, they've been talking about blackouts for a while now, probably for like a whole year. They like, I feel that a blackout is going to come. People need to be prepared. And now you see in different countries get hit with blackouts. If the entire world blacked out, you got 72 hours before the whole society collapses. I'm talking about no phones, no bank, no internet, no food, no water, nothing. Money's worthless. Stores going to be shut down. Not working, hospitals gone. Everything you know that you thought you can do when you had power, you're not going to be able to do it. And people is not prepared for that. And I don't know why. They've been dropping hints like they know something is coming. And this is probably just the start of it. Today, Spain, France, Portugal, they all got a little taste of what it felt like with blackouts. Airports stopped, so it's no flying. Trains were stuck on the tracks. Hospitals were scrambling to get the backup generator starting because you know people in the hospital, their life depends on having that electricity to work because some people is on oxygen and all that. And I would hope people know how to get around the area they're in, because when that happened, the GPS was gone. You better have a compass. 1 million people were cut off with no warning, no backup plan. And the craziest part, y'all, it didn't just stop there. It went to Morocco too. But all I'm saying, y'all, is the grid is not invincible.
And that's what you people think, man. And a lot of people think that America's invincible, man. Okay? But this place is it's about to be a rude awakening, man. You know, think about whenever these blackouts hitting you, you know, you stuck. The nigger woman with her kids by herself. After a few days, man, because he said it could take even hours or days, man. You gotta understand, look who we dealing with, Esau Edom. This is all a part of an agenda. Right? This is not just coincidentally happening, man. This is part of an agenda, man. All right? And the Lord is going to allow these spirits to get busy. This is Ecclesiasticus, is it 23 and 19? No. It says, is it 38? Let's try 38. Ecclesiasticus 38. Nope. Spirits. Created. This is Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which are in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made him. Okay? So, the spirit of, whatever the Lord wants to go on, Think about when they had that hurricane out there in New Orleans, man. How like people was up in that dome and was powerless, especially the woman was powerless. Because think about that. Men gonna fend for themselves, right? Men gonna, they gonna do what they gonna do. But look who gonna be a liability, women and children. You see? Women and children, right? So you think about that. Can't really get no food. Say they leave it off for a while, man. You never know, man. However this thing gonna play out, man, it's gonna play out, man. So, this is happening, right? We can feel it, man. We can feel that, hey, man, we are at the end. We know we are at the end, man. So we don't have time to be, tolerating bullshit or dealing with bullshit or being caught up with the affairs of this life, right? We really got a battle against good and evil, man, right? We really got to be prayed up and have that faith popping, man, on 10, because that's all we going to have.